Please navigate to the Hydra website. So all you have to do is just look at your computer and say Hail Hydra, and it'll pop up.
Hail Hydra.
Did it work?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'm gonna type it in Hail Hydra. Oh, so Captain America came up.
All right. So if you don't recall how to get there, all you really need to do is just search for Ladybug Grasshopper, and this page will pop up, the Ladybug and Honeybee page for the Grasshopper website. And you can go to example files for Ladybug, and then it comes up. So what we're going to be doing is using the shadow range analysis tool to look at a couple of instances, a couple of cases throughout the year, and we're basically going to create some shadows, and we're going to analyze those shadows. So if you could, just go to shadow range analysis here and click on download, and it'll download it as a zip. So once it's done, if you show in folder and you open this up, it's going to give you that. Shadow range analysis. So I have this folder set up for this assignment. We're going to be using the Spa Pavilion. So actually, I probably shouldn't have told you to just open up a fresh one. I could have started off with just open this one up, but that's what we're going to do. So please open up the Spa Pavilion. It's in this location. It's X Drive, my name, our class, and then assignment 2 shadow study. So open it as read-only, and or you know, if you really wanted to, you could just copy that whole folder out onto your personal drive, and it'll open it up from there. But otherwise, please do a save as, and save it somewhere else. So I'm gonna do that right now and save it on my personal drive. You actually don't need to unzip it. So with that file, if you open up where you saved it, so I saved mine here, it's just in a general folder. You can just copy it and drop it in like that, and it'll go to wherever you have it open. So I have my file open with the Spa Pavilion, and I open up Grasshopper. And it's really as simple as, if I navigate to where I saved the shadow range analysis, I just have to drag and drop to open it up. And it should take a moment. This one isn't massively large, but it will take a moment to get going. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a moment to make sure that we all have the file open and are set up and good to go before I continue on. Pay attention. Okay. So what you're going to notice when you open up the file is that there are a few things that now we should be getting used to, right? These files come preloaded with links to certain weather files that are not necessarily the ones that we want. So this one right now is actually leading to San Francisco. So we don't want San Francisco, and I've actually put, wrong folder. I've actually put the one that we do want in the folder. So
I went ahead and put in the Chino one too.
Oh, you put the Chino one in?
Yeah.
Is that the one that's closest to Claremont?
Yeah, in that file, under
Assignment 2.
Ladybug.
Ah. Ladybug.
And then
Weather data. Thank you. Yeah, I'll copy that one over to the assignment folder too.
So we want to use which one?
Chino. Probably you want Chino.
Chino?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Chino Airport.
It's
Yeah, is that bad? I don't know which one you're supposed to be using.
Directions is all the same throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
But Chino's closer.
Yeah.
It's Chino.
All right. So yeah, we're just going to use the Chino one, I guess. So we'll figure it out. The good thing about this is we can easily change it later. So And we're still doing abstract analysis. Right now we're going to be doing it on the pavilion. So you guys don't have a design in Rhino yet, so you'll be using this for now. So if you recall, right, we have an EPW file, so we don't have the all link, so we can get rid of all of this and just link in an EPW, which is done by going to params and primitive and file path. So this one we can rename, right? So right click it, go to the title up here, and rename it Chino. And then go to set one file path and navigate to where you saved it, right? So I asked you to pull these things off onto your personal drive. I think that you should link it from your personal drive location. So just navigate to it wherever that is.
I don't have the Chino one though. It's on the extra.
Yeah, I just dropped it onto the X drive one. Thank you for that. Huh? I'll get there. So open up the Chino file, right? That's an EPW. If you want to be more clear about it, you can call it Chino EPW. I don't care. That's up to you. And then plug it into EPW file on the import location.
I thought we could just delete it and plug it in directly.
No.
Like we did last time?
No, you can't plug it in directly. So actually, I'll put this in the video. I don't think I put it in the video before. The reason you can't do it directly is because what the location output is doing is it's actually taking the raw weather data that you see here, and it's reading it and then giving you the location information that it's going to process. Okay, so this, if you plugged the EPW file into it, it's going to read this instead of that, which is what it needs to operate.
Oh.
So the panels are going to be your best friend, I think, when you're doing that kind of stuff. If you're going to go off and do some of your custom explorations in the design class, something you haven't seen here in class before, use a panel to read what the output is. It's really informative. The one thing that they do really good in this file is all these README outputs. I mean, they're just really good information, right? So it's telling you what units it's in, conversion, you know, that stuff is like really cool. So we input the weather data file, and what you'll see here is that there is sort of some preloaded geometry again. And I just want to show you how it operates with the preloaded geometry, and then we'll go back and modify it for ours. But this preloaded geometry here, if the way that this works, if you trace it through, let's look at the inputs to the sun path. So the sun path, it says the day, and sorry, let me pause for a moment. I'm walking you through this as if you downloaded this and you're trying to read it to understand what it's doing. Okay, I want you to be able to look at a definition from Hydra and learn how to read what's happening. Okay, so I'll continue on. So what I notice here is that the day and the month are plugged in with static numbers. So it'll always be in, right now, month 12 is December, and the day is the 21st. Right, so what it's analyzing right now is going to be the day of December 21st. And then up here for the hour input, we have a series that starts at 1 and counts up to 24 values, right? So the number of, the end input is the step size, so it counts by 1. We'll learn more about series later. But if you don't understand what's happening, plug a panel. So the panel is reading 24 separate inputs that all increase by a value of 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what this is going to do is it's going to read and produce a sun path for all 24 hours on the 21st of December. Okay, so were you guys able to understand how that's flowing? All right, so then we continue to read on to the right, right? So we have this legend par, right? You guys are familiar with that now. Legend par right now, I don't think that it's necessary that you worry too much about this, right? This is just kind of processing to give you a numerical output. What's the B input? Just one? Yeah, I'm not worried about that. And then it gets plugged in to just give you the legend. But the more important connection is that you're outputting the sun vectors up here into the sun vectors of this new tool that's called Sunlight Hours Analysis. So this one, it's borrowing the geometry that's created from the sun path diagram. The vectors meaning it's the sun angle, right? So the direction that your sun is coming. And we can assume that it is all parallel to one another, all the sunlight coming through. Okay, so we don't need to go through everything here, but there are some important ones that we're going to need to consider. So geometry, obviously, is going to be the geometry that it's going to project and create a shadow for. The context, I'm guessing, which one is which? Turn this on. Ah, yeah. There we go. So if I turn these on, I can see what they really are. That one I don't need. There you go. So the test surface is a surface that it's going to project the shadows upon. And then the B-reps that are plugged in are the sites that are going to be projected, right? So it's a little misleading, but the geometry here is the projection plane. The context would be the buildings that are being projected.
Why is it?
I don't know. I know about as much about this as you do right now, just very slightly more. What's that?
Why'd you turn it on?
Right-click it.
Yeah, right-click it and go to preview. Okay, so those are important. We'll get to the grid size in a bit. I'm not worried about this from base. Orientation study, no, we don't need that. And run it, that's just a setting. So the run it one here is really just a toggle. So this one, if you just click run it, it'll run the shade and shadow study. Let's turn this off because I think that's going to get in the way. And to give us a test, just go ahead and double click the toggle to make it run. If it closes Grasshopper because it's processing, it really just means...
Whoa, I did it like 4 times.
It's okay.
I just kept like clicking it.
It really just means that it's processing, and so it minimizes the window, I think, to save RAM. So anyway, this is what it produces, and I think that it's actually a really cool effect. So it analyzes all of the sun angles throughout the entire day, and it projects them down onto your plane. So this is incredibly powerful for studying what the impact is of the context around your site. Yes?
What's the difference between both of the toggles? The parallels and the running?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Just keep...
By reading the description, I don't know what it does differently. It looks like, so it tells you that it's going to split the analysis up to multiple CPUs. It probably is going to take more of your processor cores than it might originally be designated.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
But just keep both of them on.
Yeah. So, other questions about this?
In order to do the shadow for our design, we would have to highlight it and use it as a redirect, right?
Yes. So we're going to try to modify that here in a sec. Hopefully it'll work with the one that we have. You got a question back there?
Yeah, why does the hour say less than 10?
1 to 10?
Yeah.
So if you look at the output, so this is saying sunlight hours received, right? So a colored mesh of the test geometry representing the hours of direct sunlight received. So throughout the day, everywhere that shows the lightest gray or white, whatever that is getting 10 hours or more per day. Now the darkest one right here, right behind the tall tower, that one is getting 0 hours of direct sunlight throughout the day. So that will, this area, this little triangle, will be in shade the entire day.
That's cool.
Oh, wow.
That can help us as we plants and
Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here, and then we're going to do some modifications for what it is that we need to produce here in the class.